Carowinds in Charlotte, North Carolina, Fort Mill, South Carolina. This is Clay with the Pennsylvania Roller Coaster Club, and we appreciate you hanging out with us for a few minutes today. And we're going to take a look at the roller coasters at Carowinds, and I guess while we're here, we may as well go on a journey from worst to first. Now, as we do on the channel, we like to take a look at the history before we start counting and ranking credits. So let's speak about Carowinds. A gentleman by the name of Earl Patterson Hall, back in the 50s, had went and seen Disneyland. And after seeing Disneyland, he pretty much essentially came home and started planning his own park. So in 1973, and at a cost of about $70 million, which back then, guys, ton of money, and a 4-year planning period, boom, they opened Carowinds. And then in 75, it got sold to King's Entertainment Company. And, Carowinds was a business failure, but the park, the location, the dream, the vision, it was all there. And with continued investment, rides are only going to get better. Number 14, Wilderness Run. Now, Wilderness Run, guys, this is an Ian F. Myler, put in 1998. Nothing too fancy. A little bit more of a unique layout, I guess, as far as Ian F. Mylers go. Number 13, Kitty Hawk. Now, Kitty Hawk, guys, I really do my best to not be negative in terms of reviews, but man, some of these older hang and bangs they're a little much. They really are. And Kitty Hawk is one of them. This is an 03 Vekoma Kitty Hang and Bang. And for me, this was a one ride only and something that I probably won't want to experience again. If your head doesn't rattle around like mine does, maybe you'll enjoy it a little bit more. But be careful and keep in mind, this is one of those ones you want to defensively ride, at least the first time. Number 12, Ricochet. Now, Ricochet is, it's a wild mouse. And I almost feel obligated to say it at this point, but if you've ridden one, you've essentially ridden them all. And this is a mock rides. This is not one of the what you might call the big drop models, but still a great mouse. And, if you're gonna ride a wild mouse, I would probably say you should make it a mock, because, I don't know, my opinion, they just make the best ones. Number 11, Woodstock Express. So Woodstock Express, guys, this is a pretty much an absolute carbon copy of the John Allen Classic that was installed at King's Island and at King's Dominion. And as I said before, this was cloned at several other parks across the country. Fantastic ride. And Carowinds' rendition of it is arguably one of the better ones, in my opinion. I found this one to be very, very smooth and very well maintained. Great job, Carowinds. Number 10, Flying Cobras. Now, it's Boomerang, guys. I mean, I don't know exactly how in depth we're going to talk about this, but it's not the most comfortable. It's, well, not the most thrilling. It does pack some pretty good forces. And yeah, did I mention it's not the most comfortable? So, Flying Cobras, I mean, for what it is, guys, it is completely fine. It came to the park here in 2009. This is obviously, or maybe it's not obvious, this was a moved roller coaster. I was trying to get relocated out from Geauga Lake. Moving on, number 9, Vortex. Not too many times do I say that B&M just made a bad ride. But yeah, guys, B&M just made a bad ride. This stand-up it's rough. It got a new control panel, a little bit of work done to it this previous season. It does seem to be back up and running. But yeah, I wish that it weren't. And I think a lot of other people probably wish that it weren't too. This, this could have been taken out, and this plot of land could have been used for, for something better than this. A little disappointed that they kept it. Number 8, Carolina Gold Rusher. Now, I am a pretty big fan of good mine trains, and the majority of the good mine trains are old classic Aero mine trains. This would qualify as one of those mine trains that I enjoy. This opened up in 1980, so it's actually just a year older than I am, which is crazy to think that this ride is that old. But, the fact that these rails were bent on site by hand for every coaster individually, I mean, that's really what gives Aero their absolutely unique and customized feel. It'll never get old to me. Number 7, Carolina Cyclone. To continue with the Carolina theming, Carolina Cyclone, yeah, it's a corkscrew model. Sorry, I didn't mean to spoil it for you. Yeah, pretty much it. So yeah, you're gonna hit your first loop right there, and you're gonna hit your double loop right there, and now here we go. There is our corkscrew. Man, so pretty. I do like the color. The ride's pretty decent. Number 6, Hurler. If I had to make a list of top 10 wooden roller coasters that you ride but don't actually feel anything, Hurler would probably be on that list. Now, low-key probably at the bottom of the list because it's not the worst in that category, but this one has always puzzled me as to why you would Twisted Timbers the other Hurler and leave this one. Especially when you had such success and such positive feedback from the Twisted Timbers conversion. So, maybe at some point, Cedar Fair, Six Flags, whatever you want to call them now, they do something to address this. I would love to have something done with this, and I am a firm believer that Carowinds is desperately in need of an updated modern wooden roller coaster. GCI, Gravity Group, anyone? Number 5, Nighthawk. Nighthawk is yet again another transplant. But, I don't think anybody can complain. 2004 is when this bad boy ended up coming to the park. And, yeah, you're left wondering why. Why is this ride still here? No, I'm waiting. And this is an honest question. But why? I'm not 100% certain that this ride has enough nostalgic lovers that it needs to be saved. I could be wrong. Please let me know in the comment section below. But this is one of those rides that, although I have ridden and I do enjoy, I probably won't go on again. Number 4, Afterburn. This is a pretty darn good B&M invert. I can't complain. This is probably a middle to bottom middle of the pack B&M invert, for me at least. And, I don't want it to seem as though I'm being too critical or that I'm being a little harsh on the Carowinds lineup. I just feel like some of it is dated, and I kind of feel like it has the Canada's Wonderland effect, to be perfectly honest with you. I think that there's some pointless rides that were poor decisions to be purchased in the first place, and Carowinds just made too many of those same style of decisions back to back to back, and, well, this is what you're left with. Number 3, Intimidator. Finally, we start to get into the good stuff. And I'm never going to have a day where I say riding a B&M Hyper is a bad day, because I got to tell you, I think that is somewhere in the Bible, maybe in Psalms. I'm not exactly sure where, but when thou dost ride B&M, Hyper, or Giga, thou must have a good day. I'm pretty sure that's what it says. Don't quote me. But, I mean, at least that proves true to me. So, yeah, a lot of people pick on this and say, call it Intimidator, which, you know, there are times where the trims are hitting a little bit hard. I will say that. Now, both of my visits this season in 2023, probably my best rides I've ever had on Intimidator. Probably the least amount of trim I've ever had on Intimidator. Let's keep that going. Number 2, Copperhead Strike. Probably no big secret of our fanboy fandom of Copperhead Strike. All three of us here, we absolutely love this ride. Well, I don't want to say all three of us love it. 2 of us love it. 1 of us gets it. It's a little too dizzying for K-Dog, but Allie and I, this is right up our alley. No pun intended. And you know, we love everything about it. We love the launches. We love the ejector airtime over the airtime hills. And we really love the hang time that it creates. So, yeah, Copperhead Strike, awesome. But number 1, no big surprise, Fury 325. And right about here is where you hit that 325 mark, 325 feet up in the air. And this is one of the better first drops on any roller coaster. Not the best, but, you know, it is definitely up there. I would say top 10, top 15, just due to size. The turnaround is absolutely brilliant, though. The treble clef that is used to be able to shoot and wrap this baby back around is really special, and it's something that is unique to this ride. Now, as far as the layout goes, I do love it. I just feel like it's a little bit too long. Anytime where you need some good luck or good weather or the middle or late portion of the day just to be able to get the train back to the station with a decent amount of steam, I don't know if that's something that I can completely overlook, but I will acknowledge when running at its fastest and at its peak, this ride is insane. And I mean, it's definitely my favorite ride in the park. And, you know, definitely in my top 25 coasters in the United States. And kind of curious as to where Fury, Copperhead, and Intimidator rank for you. What's your thoughts on Nighthawk? Does that need to be removed? How about some of the other older arrows, the Mine Train, Carolina Cyclone? Is that something that needs to stay? Or do you think it should be removed to make way for newer projects? How about Vortex? I mean, guys, there's a lot of questions here at Carowinds about space usage and what are they going to do? What are they going to upgrade? What is going to be next for this park? There are only so many aeronautical landings that you can put in. But, I mean, I guess if you put more things like it in, well, I'll check it out. And I'm sure hundreds of thousands of other people will too. But, for the enthusiast, we would like to know, how are you using these plots of land? And when are we getting our next big boy coaster? Hopefully you enjoy the content. Please like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, we'll see you out there.